Hold shit down like we're OSHA. Good interview, slam dunk like ball posters.
The choice to show up and be real. The choice to let our true selves be seen.
Topics of views, you can double me. You gon' hear the good, the bad, the ugly. Brought to you by DNM and Rufus and Recovery. This interview's finished. Get the fuck out if you can't be authentic. Get the fuck out if you can't be authentic. Get the fuck out if you can't be authentic. This here interview.
If you're not at RoofCon 2022, you better get signed up to go next year.
You can't be authentic. Get the fuck out if you can't be authentic. Hold shit down like we're OSHA. Good interview, slam dunk like ball posters.
The choice to show up and be real. The choice to let our true selves be seen.
Topics of views, you can double me. You gon' hear the good, the bad, the ugly. Brought to you by DNM and Rufus and Recovery. This interview's finished. Get the fuck out if you can't be authentic. Get the fuck out if you can't be authentic. Get the fuck out if you can't be authentic. This here interview.
If you're not at RoofCon 2022, you better get signed up to go next year.
You can't be authentic. Get the fuck out if you can't be authentic.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Eric Obrem, be authentic or get the fuck out. Did a little different mic or camera setup today, so it doesn't look like I'm looking at the camera and then looking at the computer. It works all right when I got people here to talk to back and forth, but when it's just myself, it doesn't really work. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Wanted to get a live out shortly after RoofCon. What's up, Jeff? Excited to talk about RoofCon. I wanted to start out with that a little bit, and then as people come in, if they want to start throwing in questions, again, you want to throw in recovery questions, leadership questions, Disney World questions. Lexi, put in the comments for everybody that they can start putting in any questions or whatever that they want in there that we can talk about as the live goes on. But I definitely wanted to take the time to say thank you to Hunter Ballou and the team over at RoofCon and roofing.com and Revolt. The event was phenomenal. It went off like, I've been to a lot of events, right? So I've been to a ton of events, and there's always glitches, issues, whatever. And I'm sure behind the scenes, there was time people were scrambling and all that kind of stuff. But like from the outside looking in, like everything went flawlessly. Maybe I missed something, but I thought they did a amazing fucking job. The fact that I got to be part of it and I got to speak on the main stage as a keynote, like a real fucking keynote for the first time in my life, that was an unbelievable experience, and it just made me wanting more. I mean, have you ever done anything where you knew you'd like it, you knew that you'd enjoy it, but you didn't realize the fulfillment and the impact that it would give you and others? And so then it just makes you strive to want to do it more, and you want to be able to give back more. Our Roofers in Recovery meetings were awesome. We had 2 meetings while we were there as well. The RoofCon team gave us a room each morning, and we got to have a meeting at 7:30 both days, and like those were awesome. We got to meet all kinds of new people. For people watching that either did go or didn't go, thanks, Hunter. Love you, brother. Thanks for tuning in. For people that haven't been to anything, if you go to something like this and make one new connection and one new networking connection, and I ended up doing that, right? I didn't know what I was going to, what I was selfishly going to get out of going to the event, right? Like I was just really concerned about making sure that I gave as much as I possibly could to the people that were there. But I ended up making a really cool connection, honestly, with somebody that I didn't expect to. Kind of had a weird original introduction with the guy, and it didn't go over swimmingly in my mind. And on the last night of all nights, got put into a room together and started talking, and literally ended up talking the rest of the evening, like had a super real connection. And now we're going to trade podcasts and be on each other's podcasts, and we were texting all day today and bullshitting, and it's just really neat the relationships that you can make by getting outside of your comfort zone and going to events. You always see people bitching and like, what the fuck do I need to learn? What do I need to learn? What do I need to fucking go? I've been roofing for 35 fucking years. And it's like, yeah, man, I get it. Like, so have I. I've been doing this for a long time. But it's about relationships, and it's about connections and the people that you can meet by getting outside of your comfort zone and doing some shit that you haven't done before. And even if you have done it before, because again, like, I've done it before, like I've went to a fucking million events, right? But you keep going because you don't know who that one person is that you need to meet. You don't know who, what that one thing is, that one vendor that you'd never heard of, that one thing in 2.5 days, and you got to meet that person or that company or that group. And you're like, holy shit, I need to work with that person. Like, that can help me and my team, and we can up level and we can get better. That's what these events are for. And of course, the speakers are amazing. John Maxwell. I mean, you get to listen to those kind of people. And obviously, if you don't pull shit from that, like, you're an idiot. But I genuinely go to be able to meet other humans that hopefully, on the flip side, we figure out how to work together and have a real relationship, right? So anyway, that's my review on RoofCon. RoofCon was off the chain. I got to spend time with some of my Revolt brothers. I've been a really bad Revolt brother. I haven't been able to go to all the retreats. I haven't got to spend time with the guys. And I got to spend some more time with some of the guys this week. And that was really rewarding. And it made me super excited about the retreat in December. So if you were at RoofCon, the last thing I'll say about RoofCon is, if you were at RoofCon and you were interested in learning about Revolt, and just an FYI, guys, just remember, I don't fucking sell anything, right? Like, I am not a fucking salesman for Revolt or for Hunter or for anybody. But if you were on the fence and it was something that you were thinking about doing, and you need a group, you need a mastermind, you need a group of men to be around to raise you up and to help you and answer questions and help you grow your life and your business, call me or Hunter or Dylan or Bob or whoever and talk to them about Revolt, because Revolt is something that it's just an amazing group of men. So, all right, fucking Facebook user again. I can't with that. Like, we got to figure out why that is, why it keeps popping up as Facebook user. Because I got to know why somebody would say, why's that? I don't know who that is. I don't know who you are, Facebook user. Type your name in. Okay, we haven't got any questions yet. That's irritating. We could talk about Disney World. We had a lot of people. Oh, hey, what's up, brother? It's Winkle. Why can't I see that, but y'all can see that? That's fucked up. Yeah, Disney World sucks. Eric Richardson's here. Disney World sucks. I think the kid liked it. We took Tegan back in June, and when we were down in Orlando this week, everybody's like, "Oh, we came down early to go to Disney World." And I'm like, "Man, you just really want to get in a bad fucking mood before you come to the event, huh?" Like, I mean, for any of y'all that have been to Disney World, like, I mean, what a fucking nightmare. Eric Richardson, you put it in the comments earlier, like, everybody's just staring at their fucking phone the whole time because you're trying to time when you can get into the line, and like, all you're worried about is like, I don't want to make that 2-hour wait. My whole thing was like, yeah, fuck that mouse. I agree. My whole thing, I was like, stop it. And like, let me pay a shitload of money to go to the front of the line every time. Don't make it this $40, $50 fucking thing. Like, let me give you $1,000. I'll give you $1,000 to fucking not have to wait in line. I'll give you $2,000. Like, if I'm going to do this, it's not like I'm going to do this all the time. Fucking Zombieland. Absolutely, dude. It was, I mean, and I get it. Like, you got to do it with the kids once. What kind of a fucking shitty dad are you if you don't take your kid to Disney World? But, once One fucking time, people. One. There's no reason to go any more than that. Okay, well, if anybody's got Disney World questions, feel free to throw those in. The other thing we could kind of get into a little bit for people watching, give me a thumbs up if you want to talk leadership stuff. My keynote was about leadership and how to create a cult-like following in your team, or in your group by following the team method, as I coined it. And I'm going to start pushing that really hard because I think that the principles from it really apply, and they apply across industries, right? It has absolutely nothing to do with the roofing industry. I didn't talk about roofing once, other than, when I gave the analogy of the guy that starts the roofing company, just because that's the industry that I see on social media all the time. There's always this guy that starts the company and, blows it the fuck up for, 6-8 months, whatever, and recruits like 50 sales guys, and they do 20 million in 8 months and throwing fucking $100 bills all over the place. And, it's big dick measuring contests, and they're driving Lambos and all this bullshit. Right. And then all of a sudden they disappear. And everybody looks around and they wonder why. And the reason is because they were fucking full of shit and they got found out. And what's really funny is that I told that story. Obviously, a lot of you watching probably heard me tell that story. And it was a totally like fictional, not fictional because it's happened, but like fictional story, like not about anybody in particular. But what was hilarious is I literally had people coming up to me. Rental shops closed. I literally had people come up to me after the presentation and they were like, "You were talking about so-and-so." And I'm like, "Oh my God, no, I fucking wasn't." I was like, I was not talking about that person. I don't even know who that person is. But like everybody thought that I was talking about the one person that they knew that was fucking full of shit, and the industry found him out. Is that Winkle? Yeah. And how he left us hanging 3 different times. That was hilarious. Yeah. Winkle comes up to me after the presentation and says, I thought they fucked up your slides. I felt so bad. I thought they fucked up your slides. No, all of that was on purpose. And hopefully it worked, and it kept everybody tuned in. So, but yeah, so that was, I just enjoyed the shit out of that because it reaffirmed my thought and my opinion that there's so many people out there like that. And there's, because obviously if they're sitting there and they're like, "Yeah, that was Bill. That was Bill that did all the recruiting, and he was a fucking pile of shit. And he pretended to be this good human. And recruited all these people. And then all of a sudden they found out that he was fucking the secretary and doing cocaine in the bathroom and and it's like, if you want to be that person, if you want to be the piece of shit that is banging the secretary and doing coke off the bathroom stall, again, no judgment. I mean, that was me 15 years ago. Like, that's what I would have done. Especially if I had that kind of money back then, right? Like, I probably would have done that. But if you're doing that now, but you're pretending to be somebody else, like, you're going to get found out. So you might as well just recruit other pieces of shit in your company. Am I wrong? Right? Like, if that's the lifestyle and that's the morals and the ethics that you live by, is I bang secretaries and do coke in the bathroom and show up fucking hungover to work every day, and right, and it's a party atmosphere and whatever. Like, we all know those companies, right? We could all fucking name them right now. And if you want to be that, if that's who you want to be, then be that. Like, that's totally fine. But don't go recruit people that want to be better. Recruit other people that want to stay out all night and get fucked up, and eventually they're going to fall apart, and bad shit's going to happen. But at least you're working with your own, you're working with your own people. I don't know. It goes back to the authenticity. It goes back to the authenticity side of it, of be who the fuck. Turkeys don't fly with eagles. I like that. Be who the fuck you're supposed to be. don't try to, yeah, me too, Cody. Fuck. I mean, I always tell everybody if I had a 10th and I have like no money, right? Like I'm the poorest fucking roofer out there. But if I had a 10th of the fucking money that I had now when I was still fucking drinking and using, I would be dead as shit. Dead as shit. From what? Who knows? Like, I mean, it could have been a multitude of things, but dead as shit. But it goes back to the authenticity thing, man. Like, be who you're supposed to be. Figure out who that is. You might not know who that is right now, right? Again, that's totally fine. That's totally fine if you don't know who you are yet. But don't make that an excuse or a substitute to be able to go be someone else, right? Learn from other people, emulate other people, take the good from them and throw away the bad, and figure out how you can implement, principles and morals and things like that into your life. But don't try to be that person. Don't try to be that person. The groups that we involve ourselves with and the men and women that we surround ourselves with that make us better, that's how we find out who we are. And that's how we find out what we care about and what we're passionate about and what brings meaning into our lives. Another part of the team method, right? Find out what that meaning is in your life. And then that will help you figure out who you are. That will help you figure out the path that you want to go down, how you want to lead people, how you're going to make decisions on a daily basis. How are you going to make decisions on a daily basis based on what information, right? You have to make decisions every day, but you have to have that code of ethics, that moral compass that you abide by no matter what, that you don't waver on it because it's not convenient in this moment, right? Because this time your moral compass is going to cost you 10 grand because you fucked up. You fucked up that roof. I've done this before. You put the wrong fucking color on a house. They ordered weathered wood and you put natural timber or whatever, right? Like, I think that's actually what I did. It was like 10 years ago. But I had to own it. I didn't get to go back and say, man, but it looks really good. It looks really good. Now, don't get me wrong. I offered him a discount first and said, would you take the discount? I absolutely did that. And his wife, because let's be fair, it's always the wife. And the wife was like, abso-fucking-lutely not. Like, I want my fucking color. I want my color. And I'm like, you know what? The moral compass is the moral compass. What I said I was going to do is always do the next right thing. I fucked up. I put on the wrong color. I got to tear that whole goddamn house off again and put on a new roof. Sucks. It sucks. But you know what? I can wake up in the morning and know that I did the right thing, and I'll figure out how to go get that 10 grand back. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate you, brother. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out how to get that 10 grand back, right? You know how many fucking mistakes I've made? You know how many fucking mistakes I have made in the last 15 years or so? So I've been sober 13. So pre-13 doesn't really matter, 13 years, because those were just all fucking mistakes. But in the last 13 years, you know how many fucking mistakes I've made? A ton. I couldn't even blame them on booze. I couldn't even blame them on booze. It was just me, right? And here's the thing for people watching. I told a bunch of people, and I posted on social media, I'm opening up tons of people. True North is a fucking bell curve. Ooh, love that. Absolutely fucking love that. Fucking steal that quote. Steal that fucking quote, Lexi. That's fantastic. So I told a lot of people, and I posted on social media that I'm going to open up a division of D&M down here north of Houston in the area that I live in. And I've got some really good plans. I've got some really good intentions. Like, I've got some really cool shit that I'm going to execute. I've got to start doing more recruiting. I've got to find a production guy. I got to find some salespeople. I've got some really good things that I want to do down here. But you know what I also know? I'm going to fuck something up. It's inevitable. There's no fucking way that I won't fuck something up. I just will. I'll make a mistake. I will absolutely make a mistake. I'll hire the wrong person. I'll hire the wrong crew. You know, like somebody will fuck up an estimate and I'll lose money, and that's on me because I didn't train them well enough to be able to do the estimate and like I will fuck something up. But I know that. I own it, and I'll figure it out, and it'll all be good because the people that are solving problems and are figure-outers, I've talked about this before, and that is an official term that is trademarked. Lexi, look into this too. I think we should trademark figure-outers. Cody, I think you'd be in on this too. Figure-outers. I should have that coined and copyrighted or trademarked or whatever. I don't know what that looks like. I'm not a lawyer. But be a figure-outer. So if anybody wants to work for a figure-outer in Texas, give me a call. I need some people. We're going to put together a really cool fucking team down here, and I'm really excited about it. I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do some cool shit, though. It's going to be a lot of fun. I don't want to give all my fucking secrets away because that would be stupid. I'm not going to give all my secrets away online. You can pay me for them, though. Yep. We could do that. You can pay me for secrets. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Well, what else did I have? Lexi, did I have anything else on there that I said I'd talk about? Oh, who wants to hear a story? Who wants to hear a really fun story that happened today that Tim, my GM in Omaha, got to witness? Nobody's saying yes, but fuck you, I'm going to tell it anyway. So we had a client, we had a customer, and we did a roof for this couple. And it was two guys, and thank you, Eric. And it was two guys, Ruben and Jeff. And Jeff was actually a pretty good dude. His partner, Ruben, was not. Ruben was Hispanic. And when we showed up with our crews, he screamed at the top of his lungs, that he did not want a Hispanic crew on his house. And I don't know if he was going to call the cops or what he was going to do, but he was a fucking lunatic. So we had to literally stop and start like four different times on this house to be able to come back and do it. Like when Ruben wasn't there, like it was an absolute fucking nightmare. The guy cost me time, money. It cost my guy's sanity, right? Like I never had to personally deal with the fucking guy, but everybody else did. So anyway, the job gets done and we go to collect the job. And we always do a walk at the end, and job was all cleaned up. Everything was good. We were picking up the extra material or whatever. And Ruben comes outside and fucking starts showing us wounds and pictures of nails that he literally, like, we had company cam pictures of the yard perfectly clean. And then he had pictures after that with nails like strategically placed in the yard facing exactly up, and then like pieces of metal from like gutter corners and shit. And like, I think he sliced himself. I don't know. Fucking wild. And said, I've got a doctor's bill for $4,000 and you're going to pay it. And we're like, what? No, we're not. Like, that's insane. You like this, there's nothing here. You didn't do anything. Like, we have photos of everything. Like, we had it documented to shit. Right. And so he sues us in small claims court. So Tim and Chris, my operations manager and my GM, go to small claims court. And this was like 2 months ago, show up, and we filed a counterclaim. And I don't think it has nothing to do with it being, I mean, the guy was just an asshole, right? It had nothing to do with that. But we fucking file a counterclaim that like he cost us time and money, right? Like, I would have never went and filed a fucking lawsuit against the guy, but he filed it for us. So we're like, fuck you, we'll file a counterclaim. So we did for the exact same amount. And they show up to court and the judge is like, Jesus, what, like, where's your bills? Where's your invoices? Let's look at this shit. And he's like, I don't have any of that. And he's like, well, how the fuck are we going to? And I'm sure that's exactly what he said. I'm sure the judge said, how the fuck are we supposed to do anything about this? So he said, you've got 2 months. He's like, you've got 2 months. You can come back and bring all your shit. Okay. So they leave. And today was the day that Tim and Chris got to go back to court. And lo and behold, homeboy doesn't show up. Homeboy doesn't show up at all. Cause obviously, like, why would he? He doesn't have anything. It's all made up. So we win, and I've never been part of like the small claims thing and, you know, counterclaim and whatever. Like usually it's like all big lawyers and shit that I have to deal with, you know, when people sue me or I sue them. But then we actually won a default judgment against this fucking asshole. So like he has to act, he will never will, but like now he's supposed to pay us the $4,000 that we counterclaimed for, because he started the whole ball rolling with his bullshit fucking lawsuit. And again, that goes back to the whole point of being authentic, being who you are, and being like a good fucking human, right? If this guy wouldn't have went out of his way to be a fucking pile of shit and to use an opportunity of like, hey, look, I bet that business has money. I'm going to go fuck them. And I'm going to go get $4,000. I'm going to get the max you can get in small claims court by making some fucking shit up. If that wouldn't have happened, it wouldn't have flipped and turned on him, and he wouldn't now owe us $4,000 just because he's a crazy piece of shit. No, I have not, Eric, but after this, I will go find it. Or send me the link. Can you send me the link? I don't like to work hard. So if you'll send me the link, then I'll watch it. So anyway, don't be a piece of shit. That's kind of the fucking mantra here. Okay, so we're coming up on 30 minutes, and I wanted to do a giveaway. So real quick for everybody watching, I felt really bad because when we got to RoofCon, we only got one of our cases delivered. This video is sponsored by Company Cam. Ain't that some shit? That's about right. Mike Gogan, fucking send me a check, asshole. I felt really bad because one of our cases didn't get delivered to Orlando, right? So in that case was our whole backdrop, a mic, bunch of shit, but then it also had all of our fucking swag. All of our swag. So we had t-shirts, we had new bracelets, we got new ones that are red and white. Just had a bunch of shit in it that we were going to give away, because now we are actually going to moving forward, or not moving forward, but pretty soon we're going to start doing new designs for Be Authentic, and we're going to start opening a store. And we're going to make it really cool fucking swag that like you'll want to wear everywhere. Kind of like Lions Not Sheep shit. Like I was wearing down there. We want to make some really cool brands, or a really cool brand, and like put it out into a store. We're not trying to make a bunch of money. I just want to break even on it. Because I was spending thousands and thousands of dollars in swag, and like I love giving out swag, but like this all cost me a lot of money to produce, you know, for the professional episodes and everything, and the travel and everything. So I think we're going to make a store, but I've got these. Hey, look, it's Patrick Mahomes. But I've got all this swag that I already bought, and it's lost. It's fucking in the wind. FedEx lost it. They still don't know where the fuck it is. But hopefully they're going to reimburse us for it. So tonight, everybody that's commenting here, and Lexi has made a list. So everybody that's commenting, and I'll read off the names. Everybody liking and commenting: Jeff Hatfield, Hunter Ballou, Morgan Walker, Sean Winkle, Eric Richardson, Chris Sutton, Brad Leasy, Cody Brasher, fuck Cody Brasher, Matthew Danskin, Zach Metcalf, Alex Lopez. She wrote Brad Leasy twice. Nate Ellis, Connor Galloway, Hunter Shue. I'm guessing that's Shaw. I don't know. Jonathan Brochi, Michael Mulholland, aka Patrick Mahomes. So all you guys will reach out to you and get you some swag. I don't know if it'll be a shirt or a bracelet or something, but we'll get something sent out to you. Anybody that was at the RoofCon booth, Diego, fuck you. Comment in spirit. Come on, brother. No, but we do need to get Diego something actually too, though. That is very important. So Lexi put him on the list. But yeah, so anybody that was at RoofCon that stopped by the booth, came up and talked to me, said hi. We want to get you something just because you were there, and we feel like assholes because we meant to bring stuff to that. And thanks, FedEx. You ruined everybody's fucking day. So anyway, we want to get that out. So the winner of the swag giveaway tonight is fucking everybody. So comment if you made it till the end here. Comment on the video, like it, love it, whatever, so that Lexi can take a tally, and then she will reach out to you privately and send you a message to get your mailing address, and we'll shoot you something out. Again, it's whatever we got laying around, and then we're going to start putting orders together, and we're going to start opening up a store. So when we open up that store, this is what I'll finish with. I want to get feedback from you guys because I'm thinking about going with kind of like a cross between Born Primitive and Lions Not Sheep, with like a kind of a military type, like theme. But we could do the Millen hats or whatever. Millen. I always say that wrong. There was a booth with midget strippers. What? Where the fuck was I? I mean, I would have interviewed them. That would have been fantastic. Yeah, but anyway, so I want some feedback from everybody on what kind of designs and stuff. And if people want to make some designs and send them in, that would be cool as shit, right? If anybody is watching is like a cool like graphic designer or anything like that, I'd love to see some ideas. But we're going to make some really cool shirts and hoodies and hats and shit like that, and just make a store. And like I said, it's not going to be expensive. I'm not trying to be Sean Whalen. I'm not trying to get rich on apparel. But I know that people like it. We've made some cool stuff already. I know that people like it. So I want to be able to provide it to them, just at, a little bit over cost of what I'm paying for it. So that would be super cool. So I do want your feedback on that. Okay. So everybody that likes and comments this, we'll put you on the list. Lexi will reach out and get your info, and we'll get you some swag. So guys, gals, I don't know, maybe there's one watching other than Lexi. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be dropping a new episode. There's a new episode dropped on Tuesday with John Laub. Please watch it, like, subscribe, share this shit. It's super fucking helpful when you share this shit, okay? And remember, everybody, be authentic. Or get the fuck out.
False living keep y'all sleep, you ain't woke up. Pickle jar juice, your words just ain't kosher. We dealing truth, you cheesy. Gorgonzola. Front and get the button press quick, now it's over.